Welcome to the Top Deezer YouTube channel. Today we have Fred from the Top Deezer team here to share his insights on the best features of Top Deezer to grow your dropshipping business, and also how the team strives to create a better experience in dropshipping and business efficiency. Stick around and let's get right into the conversation. Fred, thanks so much for joining us today. Can you give me some background on yourself and your team?
Sure thing. Hi, this is Fern. I've been working with Top Deezer team since the app was launched. I'm primarily in charge of partnerships, but I also took lots of participation in user survey and interview process. So I did get the experience like talking with a bunch of different dropshipping entrepreneurs, learning their insights and stories, and can't wait to share some useful information and insights to the audience.
Cool. Let's start with some questions about features since this is a hot topic with our viewers. So I've seen that Top Deezer has been promoted as the best alternative to Overlow and also as Overlow Advanced. And I'm curious to know what differentiations the team sees and what makes Top Deezer the best alternative to Overlow.
That's a very good question. So I guess before going through the details, I have to say first, like Overlow is a great app, and I think it's still one of the best dropshipping tools on the market right now. And at Top Deezer, we gave like great respect to Overlow for what they accomplished. I think they simplified the dropshipping procedures for people to start like a new dropshipping business more easily. And I think that process actually gave a great boost for the whole industry back then. Yet, we were now the very first Overlow alternative entering the market. I think back then it was quite surprising that many problems remain unsolved by Overlow and other Overlow-like apps. And many dropshipping entrepreneurs still face those obstacles today, speaking of like vendor communication, order fulfillment, and business cost optimization. So I think I can use a very essential feature here to elaborate. And I think it's quite vivid every time when I think of this scenario, and that feature is bulk ordering.
Bulk ordering as in placing many orders at once?
Yeah, exactly. So, as we both like advertise on our bulk ordering feature, it's actually quite different if you compare. So, when it comes to Top Deezer, our bulk ordering feature is quite straightforward and intuitive. Basically, you just need to go in the order list. It's like every order you want to process. Then you click the place order button. But that's done. It takes a few seconds, and that's it. And our program will take your order data and push them to the AliExpress with our official data API. And then the program and the logistics service will handle the rest of the fulfillment until the very last mile of the fulfillment. But things on Overlow are quite different then. So basically what their widget do is they opens up like a new window for every order to be fulfilled, and then they simulates the manual like clicking like process like on the user's browser, and do that over and over again for every single order. So because of their like one-by-one processing feature and their simulation, they even had to develop a captcha solver to fight against the AliExpress anti-robot protection. So I think that's quite interesting.
So do you mean to say that this is a reason why Overlow's system or their widget might be a little less efficient or less streamlined for users?
So speaking of time save, we had our test showing that you can actually complete 100 orders or more bulk ordering within 1 minute through Top Deezer. And through Overlow, you can only complete a couple of orders within 1 minute. So I think that makes a significant difference. And if I may add a very important point here, our bulk ordering feature actually comes in free, while Overlow charges $30 per month for it. It's a difference made of whether you can utilize the official AliExpress API or not. So probably like Top Deezer partners with AliExpress, and we have been promoted on AliExpress official website for a long time. So that's something our user can trust and our user can depend on.
Awesome. And so your ability to partner with the API differentiates you from Overlow.
I'll say that's a very distinctive advantage. If you have like scaled up order volume that you need to like face multiple like order processing needs every day, that makes a huge difference.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, and that's not all. I don't know if we have the time to cover all the aspects today, but we actually have quite some unique features that helps with dropshipping operations. For example, we have niche spy, where we provide ads data for the users to make better decisions when importing and selecting the products. And then we have our product sourcing services to help the advanced dropshippers to cut their cost and get faster shipping for their orders. So I guess with those empowerments, we really managed to acquire lots of Oblo users, and that was so many of them, we even developed a feature called one-click migrate from Oblo.
Definitely got to check that one out and start saving some time here. You had mentioned that Top Deezer offers sourcing services. Can you elaborate a little more on this and talk about how your sourcing services work?
Yeah. So sourcing, for those of you who are not familiar with the idea of sourcing, so sourcing in dropshipping means that you reach out to the manufacturer or the vendor to purchase your products directly or indirectly. Like usually people do it through like service provider or agents. Sometimes people do it directly, like contacting those vendors and manufacturers as well. So to do that within Top Deezer, you simply just have to submit your resourcing ticket through the app, and then our dedicated agent or sourcing partner will contact you shortly about your sourcing. Then it takes usually under a week to get all the cost information and other details confirmed. And then you can push like all the rest of the procedures to the system, as we'll handle the rest of the fulfillment procedures until the customer receive it.
And why do people use your sourcing services?
Well, there's a lot of like reasons that you need to use the sourcing services. I mean, after all, I guess it's the original way to operate the retail business. You tailor everything to your business demands and tailor it to your customers' demands, and it will provide like a huge room to optimize your cost structure, to get faster shipping, improve the shipping options, and even advocate for your brands.
And how big are the cost savings?
So I've seen people like saving 10% to 50% on product cost when they use sourcing services. And speaking of shipping, you can usually get like much faster shipping with a very little extra cost. Say that you usually get like 20-day to 30-day shipping from AliExpress, their default option. You can usually get like 7-day shipping options through like sourcing services. Usually it only costs like $1 or $2 extra for every package. And there are other times that you can just like find like strictly better solutions to replace your original ones. I guess the common case would be usually the first step is you try out with a bunch of like new products. You import them from like AliExpress or other platform where like the products are instantly available, and then you run a bunch of like ads and advertise promotions on them. Usually we call this step like finding the niche. And then after you get like stable sales volume for like certain items, then it's the good time to think about sourcing services. You reach to like specific manufacturer and vendors, try to cut down the product cost and improve the shipping, etc. So and speaking of the like customer experience boost, I think a very specific image can be like receiving one consolidated package compared to like receiving like lots of individual like random packages from different suppliers, different shipping address from points scattered around like in Asia. So I think that's a really significant boost for the customer experience.
How did the Top Deezer team get into dropshipping solutions?
Well, you know, dropshipping is a great module, and we had like little doubts in the growth and the market scale as a whole at the beginning. And I think the prosperity of the dropshipping business, the industry for the last several years, was pretty much like self-explanatory. But the one thing is that when we did probe into the market, I mean like probe into the field, we noticed that it was quite surprising that like many problems remain unsolved in such a developed ecosystem, and many of the dropshippers they still have to face those obstacles, preventing them like from collaborating and communicating effectively with the established manufacturers and suppliers. And meanwhile, I think many of the leading productivity tools in the market were just not doing enough. Like Oblo, that's an example we just covered. So Oblo at that time, I think they had over 500,000 users, and they did not even support the bulk ordering feature, and that was unbelievable. So at the moment, we had a team of e-commerce experts, and we had our resources in speaking of like technical and partnership aspects. And then so with the gap being identified, I think our team had a very clear vision of like how to build the bridge there and how to bring the whole dropshipping experience and business efficiency to the next level. So that's basically the story how we get into this.
So there are a lot of dropshipping solutions on the market right now, and I'm just curious to know, how does the Top Teaser team position the app among all the others?
Well, you know, we often use the slogan that the choice of like pro dropshipper or like be a pro dropshipper. I think the simple logic behind that slogan is that we see many dropshippers fail to expect their growth rates or how fast they can scale at the beginning when they start their business. And when their order volumes goes up, when they see the scale, they will suddenly realize that they spend like too much time handling those manual process like order fulfillment, and that becomes a really big challenge for them.
Would you say that's a pretty common challenge for dropshippers?
Personally, I've interviewed lots of dropshippers, and I would say it's quite a common situation for them. There was one time, there was one person I spoke with. He opened a new dropshipping store in the COVID-19 crisis. He had no previous experience dropshipping or retail, but he managed to target correctly on several of the COVID-19 related products. So he suddenly got that boom of orders, and he like when I was talking to him, I can picture like how he was like panicked, sitting in front of like hundreds of pending orders and thinking about, oh, how am I gonna like handle this with manual process? Am I gonna hire someone to process the orders? So I guess that provides an image for those users and their demands. And I think to empower those users, I think we cover a lot. Like we have our bulk ordering features to help them saving times, and we have the niche spy tool. I think we didn't get time to elaborate on that yet. So basically, for niche spy, we gathered lots of like the ads data on like Facebook and other social media platforms, Instagram. Maybe like Google search engines. So our users can really see like what are the products are being promoted the most on those platforms, and that's often very helpful for like item selections. And then for sourcing services, that helps more with the advanced drop shippers, which we already covered a lot.
So we talked a lot about pro demands. What to you defines a pro user? And then does this also mean that top users features are less suitable for beginners?
Pro. So I guess say the words pro. Speaking of that, I think the most agreed definition, like within our team, is that whether you see yourself as a professional when operating your dropshipping business. I'm saying that because when you first start your dropshipping business, you might just get like too many things to worry about. Let's say you worry about your page layouts, how to acquire customers at the beginning, the cost of running ads at the beginning. So in the early stage, like the problem of like cost and efficiency might not seem that obvious compared to later. But if you really like start using those advanced tools from the very beginning, like looking into the more complex aspects of the business, I think you're already like one step further on the road of like becoming those big seller or pro seller we usually speak of. I mean, after all, we have this free plan and with like so many advanced features integrated, and that's not bad at all for people to start a new business.
So how do you see the changes in the environment this year with COVID-19 and how it's impacting the global marketplace?
That's an interesting topic. Everyone's talking about the COVID-19 right now. I would say like back then, like when the virus first like outbreak, that was actually the time when we launched our app. There's lots of like challenging voice even within our team saying that the global fulfillment and logistics service, the fundamental structure is going to be affected so hard because of this, and so many of the dropshipping solution might become like not sustainable in the future, like months or years. But meanwhile, we did expect like the growth, like increasing demands in the e-commerce shopping, and then also it makes more sense when like people are locked down into their own places. They might think more of like creative ways and new ways to like get a new like side job business. So we did expect like lots of like more like increasing number of people entering the dropshipping market. And at Top User, we strive to get prepared for those people to have to give them like increased productivity and better features to start a business. And for I guess for those of dropshippers who are already in the industry, I think they face complex challenges. Speaking of like logistics service and other aspects, I think sometimes their orders got delayed. Sometimes it's just uncertain when like the airlines and other services stops. So sometimes like the sourcing service becomes handy here. If you want to like reach to like different alternatives choices for your suppliers and manufacturers, it's more flexible than the old module where you just stick to like one platform like AliExpress. So I think there's definitely like pros and cons like for the dropshipping industry because of the COVID-19, but I think we certainly believe that it will be a like huge big plus like after all the logistic problems get solved. I think people will get like more used to the e-commerce shopping habits, and then it will result in like a solid increase in the dropshipping market scale.
Can we expect any new features coming soon to Top Teaser? What information can you share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I can share some information. So we'll have some very big news, exciting news to announce in the upcoming fall. And our next major updates will be focused on the sourcing services we covered. So we really aim to bring the sourcing service experience and all the efficiency boost to the next stage. We're very excited about the empowerment that Top User is able to provide, and we're very encouraged to continue creating better solutions for dropshippers in terms of products, service, and so on. Besides, we're also listening from our non-English speaking users, so soon you can expect our multi-language and multi-currency support to go live very soon.
Thanks for joining us today and talking a little bit about how Top Teaser stands out from the competition.
All right, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for watching today's video. If you're not familiar with Top Teaser, it is the top trending dropshipping app in 2020 and it is also known as the best alternative to Overload. Top Teaser is offering free plans with premium features like bulk ordering, niche spy, and sourcing services. Please visit topteaser.com for more information.